Alright, this is my finished tarp from Ripstop by the Roll. This is the HEX12 DIY kit tarp. I didn't see any videos on YouTube with a finished one, so I decided to make one and kind of show you what it came out to be. I did a double end stuff sack with the ridgeline wrapped around. We'll set up in a minute, you'll see why I did this. The entire tarp packs down really well into this small stuff sack that I made for it. I don't know the dimensions of the stuff sack, but it's very small. It's about the height of a Nalgene bottle, or maybe a little more, an inch or two. Alright, so let's set the tarp up and show you what it looks like. So there's one end of the ridge line. Go ahead and throw the tarp on the ground, go around a tree about head height. Then the carabiner, this is no fancy carabiner, it's just like an 89-cent one, but it works fine. It's really light. So ridgeline goes up, it's taut, and then we pick up the rest of the tarp, and that's that. Now we just do the other end, same way, except this doesn't have a loop. We'll just tie it off so you can see the tarps there hanging. So we'll go to this end of the tree. So you can see that the tarp hangs on the ridge line as is. So we'll go around the tree, and to tie my ridge line I'll do a loop. It's kind of like you would tie off a tie out, and then you pull the rest through, going around the tree. Then you have 3-to-1 pull. Actually, let's go around this little knob here. A little more secure. So we go through the loop, and then when we pull, we have a 3-to-1 mechanical advantage there. And then we pinch and tie. Oh man, let's see if I can do it. Just like that. And then to untie it, you just pull this through and slip it. But to make it a little more secure, I'll just tie it off again. And that's that. Then we can come to the tarp, and it can slide up and down as needed. Undo one end. And I do have a loofah as a snake skin. I will be making a little higher quality snake skins, but for now the loofah works perfect. So the bag comes up there. That just sits there. You can put whatever you want in it. Sometimes after I'm done with the snake skin, I'll stick it in there just so it doesn't fall out and get everywhere. So you can see the tarp is up, just hanging suspended. You do this and then set up your hammock underneath. Do whatever you need to do around camp. You can leave it like that. But if we were to take off the snake skin, it would fall. So let's grab a line and do a pressic knot. So hook a beaner up and then tie a little pressic. If you don't know how to do this, it's very simple and an amazing knot. Very useful. Oh, it slipped there. Just gonna tie a quick pressic. Just keep them tight and kind of neat. And then we pull this end through. Keep them nice and neat. And that is a pressic knot, and it can slide with your hands, but when it becomes under pressure, it won't move. And so what we do is put the carabiner in that, and then grab the end of our ridge line hook and put that inside there. And then we can tighten our ridge line up. And we do the same on the other end. So now that both ends are tied, we just pull on both pressing knots to make our ridgeline top. And that is that. Okay, so the way that I've done my ridgeline is that the tarp is hangs from underneath the ridgeline. It seems to pitch better, but you can choose. I'd definitely, if you build this, to mess around with your tarp, and I guess with any tarp, just mess around with it and see how it pitches and how you like it. But it seems to be tighter and has better form if it's underneath the ridgeline. So now that both ends of the tarp are pitched with pressing knots and carabiners for ease, now we can take the snakeskin off. It is a little windy, so I'm going to bring the snakeskin in halfway, pitch one side, and then finish it off. So let's do that. And with my guy lines, I don't even tie them up. They are really good about not making a mess of themselves, which is really nice. But so yeah, let's pitch this thing. I hope you can see this. Oh, some soft ground right there. Kind of bending our stick. Right, pinch it, flip it through, pull it under, slide it up, and do it once more. Once again, once more. And that is that. And our tarp is pitched. Didn't take any time at all. You can see it's pretty taut. We do have a little breeze, but not much to worry about. I mean, you can kind of see here the reason I pitch it underneath my ridge line is it kind of sags and bows right, I don't know, that's about a foot and a half from the peak, and it does it on both ends. It looks really nice. Not sure why it does that, but it's how my tarp came out, so it looks good though. I should mention that this is the HEX12 ultralight version of the tarp. So when you do your corners, they do recommend doing it a different way. And this is a patch that I used seal net, covered it, stuck it, left it overnight with it in between cardboard with a weight on top of it, and then you hem it just like you would the entire thing. And then I did reinforce it at the top. They didn't specify to say or do that, but I decided to. And then just did an X with a rectangle for my pullout, and it is really strong. I did get a couple bubbles. It's kind of delaminating a little bit inside, but that's nothing to worry about. This thing isn't going anywhere. It's really tight. I'm really enjoying it. So it's very roomy, huge tarp. I really like it. So the modifications that I've done to the tarp that are not specified in the instructions, but I mean, it's a DIY tarp, so it's optional. That's one reason I did buy this tarp, was because I wanted to make it how I wanted it and have all the features I wanted it without paying too much money. So the first thing I did was added door pullouts. These are 17 inches from the corner pullout on this end and on the other side, so you have two doors on the end. I will close them in a minute and show you what that looks like, and I really like it. It works really well. I just kind of gauged it by having my brothers hold it up and seeing how far it needed to be to cross the doors. And it's still pretty roomy inside. It obviously takes space to close the doors, but if wind's coming from one end and you close that side door, then you've still got plenty of room in the tarp. So let's do that. And I might have pitched it a little far because it's pulling pretty tight. But that is that. And there's still plenty of room. You can just step right through. And so here's the outside with the door shut. And you can still, your ridge line, or your suspension, I should say, for your hammock can still go in between that. I thought an option to do would be to add Velcro here. Maybe a few spots to be able to completely close it for winter camping. But it's fine right now. That's just extra weight. I like it as it is right now. If it is super cold, you can actually pitch it a lot lower to the ground and then bring this in. It's best to do this and then stake this down so it'll actually pull, if you can see that, from being flat to like this, and it gives it a little more room inside. But for summer, if there's just a little wind, it helps it from being too windy inside. So that's my door system. It may change over the years, but for right now, it's perfect. So that is that. And I want to show you one more mode you can do with this tarp very easily, and it works really well. A lot of people refer to it as porch mode, where one side of the tarp is pitched down low to the ground like it is now, and then the other end is up higher. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, like I said before, in order to do porch mode, you're gonna have to add an extension to your pullouts. Normally 7 feet. I've got some 4-foot pieces here, and you're just gonna add these to them with a square knot. That is the one knot that I have gotten down over the years. Thank you, Boy Scouts. So there's that end, and then the same goes to this end. Up here. Okay. So that is porch mode. Kind of pitched a little rough. I could do better, just for the sake of video and doing it as fast as I could. It's a little rough on the edges, literally. But that's porch mode with the HEX12 tarp. It may pitch better with the ridge line over your actual ridge line rope. I mean, I think it would pitch better because it'd be a little taut in the corners, a little more taut. But hey, you're just sleeping under it. People get a little too obsessive about things, I believe, with camping. It's just, you're out there to relax and take it all in all reality. But so that's that, and it's just as easy to take it down as it is to put it up. So I hope you enjoyed that. This is my HEX12 tarp from Ripstop by the roll, the ultralight version with tiny corners, super lightweight Ripstop. I really enjoy my tarp. Thanks, Ripstop. You guys are the bomb.